The cool autumn breeze rustled the golden and crimson leaves scattered across the suburban streets. Inside the Parker household, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. Thanksgiving preparations were in full swing. The aroma of roasted turkey, freshly baked pies, and cranberry sauce wafted through the air, mingling with the hum of a cheerful playlist in the background. Lila Parker, the youngest in the family at 13, carefully arranged the table with the heirloom china her grandmother adored. Her older brother, Jake, was busy sampling the stuffing, much to their mother's annoyance. "Jake, stop eating that. We need it for dinner," Mrs. Parker scolded, waving a wooden spoon at him. "Just making sure it's not poisonous," Jake quipped, grinning as he grabbed another bite. Lila rolled her eyes and continued setting the table. Her father was outside, tangled in a battle with the outdoor lights. He muttered under his breath as he tried to untangle the stubborn wires. Just as Lila placed the last fork on the table, a sudden flash of light illuminated the sky outside. The entire house vibrated slightly, and a low humming sound filled the air before fading as quickly as it had come. "What on earth was that?" Mrs. Parker exclaimed, rushing to the window. Lila and Jake exchanged curious glances before they all moved to the front door. Mr. Parker had already stepped onto the lawn, looking up at the sky. "Probably just a meteor," he said, though his tone lacked conviction. But then they saw it. A faint, glowing trail of light streaked toward the woods at the edge of their neighborhood. It wasn't a meteor. It was moving too deliberately, almost as though it had a destination. "Dad," Lila whispered, her voice tinged with both excitement and fear, "should we check it out?" Mrs. Parker frowned. "Absolutely not. Who knows what that could be?" Jake, of course, was already grabbing his flashlight. "Come on, it's probably just some space junk. Besides, it's Thanksgiving. Maybe it's a cosmic guest." Mr. Parker sighed. "All right, but we'll stay together. And if it looks dangerous, we're coming right back." The family, armed with flashlights and a mix of trepidation and curiosity, ventured into the woods. The trees cast eerie shadows under the moonlight, and the crunch of leaves beneath their feet seemed louder than usual. As they approached the source of the light, they noticed a faint, pulsating glow emanating from a small clearing. In the center of the clearing stood a sleek, metallic craft, unlike anything they had ever seen. It shimmered with an iridescent glow, its surface smooth and seamless. Standing beside it was a figure, tall, slender, and undeniably otherworldly. The alien had a humanoid shape but was covered in silvery, translucent skin that seemed to shimmer under the moonlight. Its large, almond-shaped eyes glowed faintly, and it held a small device that hummed softly in its hand. The Parker family froze, unsure of what to do. The alien turned toward them, tilting its head as though studying them. Then, to their surprise, it spoke in perfect English, its voice melodic and soothing. "Greetings, inhabitants of Earth. I mean no harm. My name is Zephyr, and I come in peace." Lila's eyes widened in amazement. "You're an alien," she said, barely able to contain her excitement. Zephyr nodded. "That is correct. My craft has encountered a malfunction, and I have landed here temporarily. I seek shelter while I repair it." Mrs. Parker was the first to recover from the shock. "Shelter? You mean, with us?" Zephyr inclined its head again. "If it is not an inconvenience. I assure you, I will not disrupt your festivities." Jake couldn't hide his grin. "This is awesome. We're going to have an alien at our Thanksgiving dinner." "Jake, this isn't a joke," Mrs. Parker hissed, though she couldn't deny the intrigue in her own voice. Mr. Parker stepped forward. "Zephyr, you're welcome to join us. But you'll have to, well, blend in a little. Can you do that?" Zephyr's eyes seemed to twinkle. "I can adapt my appearance to a degree. One moment, please." The alien pressed a button on the device in its hand, and its silvery skin shimmered, transforming into a more human-like appearance. Its eyes became smaller and less luminous, and its overall form became more akin to that of an average human. "How do I look?" Zephyr asked. Jake chuckled. "Like a very shiny mannequin. But it'll do." With that, the Parkers led Zephyr back to their home. As they entered the warm, cozy house, the alien looked around, its expression, or what they interpreted as its expression, filled with curiosity and wonder. Lila couldn't contain herself. "Do you eat? Can you eat human food?" "I can process certain nutrients found in your food," Zephyr replied. "Though I will require guidance on what is safe." Mrs. Parker, ever the gracious host despite her lingering apprehension, began to explain the dishes. Zephyr listened intently, occasionally asking questions about the ingredients and preparation methods. As they sat down for dinner, the initial awkwardness quickly gave way to fascination. Zephyr's polite curiosity about Earth customs and its genuine gratitude for the meal endeared it to the Parkers. Jake and Lila bombarded it with questions about space travel, alien technology, and life on other planets, which Zephyr answered with patience and a hint of humor. "So, you're telling me there are planets where Thanksgiving isn't a thing?" Jake joked. "Indeed," Zephyr replied. "But this celebration of gratitude and togetherness is a concept that resonates across many civilizations. It is quite beautiful." By the end of the evening, Zephyr had become an honorary member of the Parker family. The alien even tried a slice of pumpkin pie, declaring it peculiarly delightful. As the night wound down, Zephyr expressed its heartfelt thanks. "Your kindness and hospitality have been extraordinary. I will remember this experience fondly." The Parkers watched as Zephyr returned to its craft, the repairs complete. With a final wave, the alien disappeared into the night sky, leaving behind a family forever changed by an unforgettable Thanksgiving. And from that day forward, every Thanksgiving, the Parkers set an extra place at the table, just in case.